What's going on, guys? Aarava here. Welcome back to another episode of my F1 2016 career mode. Episode number 4 today for the Russian Grand Prix. Coming off a great episode at part 3 at the Chinese Grand Prix. If you have missed that, do go check that out on the channel. Obviously, you might have missed it actually because the sub boxes were a little bit broken over the past week, few days. So make sure you do go see that if you have not already at the Chinese Grand Prix. A fantastic race that was for us and brings us much confidence coming into Russia. Now, before we get into it, on the subject of sub boxes, YouTube have recently made a little bit of a change to notifications, guys. So if you do use notifications, make sure you click the bell once again and click all, because now they've changed it, and default every channel is put onto highlights notifications, which means you may miss some upload notifications because it doesn't think it's worthy enough to send you a notification because they're just doing highlights now, which I think is the stupidest thing in the world. And yet again, YouTube just messes something up with the subscription boxes. But if you do use notifications, make sure you go do that, because then you'll never miss a video in your actual notification kind of tab or whatever you get from my channel. But anyway, let's move on. We did, in the background, you can see we did the practice programs. At the very end, we had our kind of usual crash in practice, so I pushed the limits of the circuit, but generally a pretty good practice session. Got a whole lot of points. Obviously, you can see on the right hand side, we're still second in the comparison chart there. So we put one more downforce upgrade. So that's why I decided to spend my points on, because I felt like we needed even more downforce to help us, because we've got the likes of Spain, Monaco coming up next. After Canada, we've got the likes of this, British Grand Prix, Silverstone, Hungary. So I feel like a downforce upgrade is going to be important for us, especially at the immediate next track, Spain and Monaco. Definitely the downforce is going to be the way to go. We don't need to worry about a Honda engine at those races. We need to worry more about the downforce levels. So that's why I chose that upgrade after the practice session. We had enough points to spend on that, so that's why I've got that. And so we could just continue on trying to push on to make our car the fastest car overall in the standings and the comparison chart. Anyway, we move on straight into qualifying. You've just seen a bit of our lap already as we go through the second last corner and then through to the final corner at the moment in qualifying. Big lock up there on the right tire, so that's not going to help us. That's probably lost us quite a bit of time actually. So as we move on to a second flying lap, we gain a lot more time there, and the track actually starts to rubber up a little bit. Everyone was setting faster lap times, apart from Vettel, surprisingly, who you can see there is in 14th at the moment, with me in 15th here. But Vettel, actually, by the end of the session, doesn't improve his time. I do. We go up into 4th place. Ricciardo is going to be in pole position with Hamilton second, Verstappen in 3rd place, Rosberg in 5th. But as I mentioned, you can see Vettel nowhere to be seen. Not too sure what happened to him. I think he might have got held up or something like that, but he's not in the top 12, and he's down the order. Jenson Button in 7th place, just showing our cars just not quite there. And actually, the likes of Ferrari and Red Bull have really come strong once again, and obviously Mercedes, as usual, are up there. But you can see my reasoning of why we need to keep on pushing. We're still not there getting 1-2s or 2-3s or 3-4s in qualifying, which is what we want to do if we eventually want to make this a championship winning team. But a good qualifying nonetheless to be in 4th place, right behind a Mercedes and a Red Bull car. Looking forward to the race ahead for the 4th round. Feeling good after China. Let's go to the grid for the Russian Grand Prix. So as per usual, taking a look at the race strategy, you can see we've got the option of a 1-stop or a 2-stop. Generally, the 2-stop really isn't going to work. As you can see, the super soft tire in the 2-stop pretty much kind of overlaps half the soft tire stint. The soft tire does go quite some way, and also the super soft does. So unfortunately, it's actually just going to be a kind of bog standard 1-stop here, which is very odd to think, because most races are about a 2 or a 3-stop in a 50% race. But Russia, very, very low tire wear. So just like Monaco, 1-stop there with quite soft compound, super soft, and then soft. So today, in terms of the action, we're just going to hope we can try and battle these three up ahead of us. Verstappen, Ricciardo, and Hamilton, and then probably Rosberg will also get in the mix there behind us in 5th place. Pretty good that we've out-qualified him, but in 4th, in qualifying, it did seem like the AI did really have it. I really had to pull out a lap out of the bag, but I just don't know about the pace generally in the race, how we're going to go on the soft tyre especially. We're just going to have to see about all of that. But we line up here in 4th place, right behind Lewis Hamilton for the Russian Grand Prix. Ricciardo on pole position once again, so he's really set himself up for the championship here with Rosberg and myself further down the order. But we go to 5 red lights for the Russian Grand Prix, the 4th round of this season. Dump the clutch and we're underway. Ricciardo bogs down quite a bit. Verstappen gets a good start there and he's immediately on the back of his teammates. They go side by side. Hamilton makes contact with Verstappen there. How has Verstappen managed to keep that car on the road as Hamilton aggressively comes through? And that allows us to go down the inside of all 3 of them there into turn 1. It's 4 abreast with the Ferrari going down the inside of Hamilton. The 2 Red Bulls made contact, so now it's myself. Then I think it's Hamilton in 2nd place. Ferrari of, I think, Sebastian Vettel. No, Raikkonen. It's Raikkonen in 3rd place. So once again, Vettel's got a poor start and Raikkonen's the one, the lead Ferrari car in 3rd place, and the 2 Red Bulls make contact. And so we've been very opportunistic there on lap 1 into turn, well, 2 technically. I said turn 1. It's technically turn 2 because turn 1 is technically this little kink here, even though I really don't agree with that. But anyway, on to lap 3. We set the fast lap of the Grand Prix, but now Hamilton is coming back at us. DRS has been enabled, and here comes Hamilton down the inside with DRS. He gets into 1st place. We try and see what we can do. We can't get him into turn 2. He outbrakes us completely, and so we have to try and settle down and maybe try and close up on him later on in the lap or latter stages of the race. We go on to lap 4 now, 1 lap later. Immediately on the back of him, so good stuff here to be right on the back of him. Raikkonen is also there, not too far away, but we've got DRS here on Hamilton on the Mercedes. We should be able to go round the outside potentially as he takes the inside line, pushes us on to the curbing a little bit, but we are just about to get it round the outside on left hand side of the circuit into turn 2 we go, and we're back up into 1st place there. So it looks like it's going to be a fight between me and Hamilton, potentially Raikkonen. Looks like the 2 Red Bulls, unfortunately, from a very strong qualifying, pole position to 3rd, looks like they're lagging behind a little bit, and they're kind of holding each other up. So we move on to lap 7 now. A few laps later, you can see now, talking about that though, Verstappen is into 2nd place, so maybe I've just kind of jinxed it there as Verstappen now goes down the inside. The Dutchman trying to aim for his first victory in this season. He goes round the outside of me. We're still side by side through this section. Fantastic racing here, still side by side. We're going to try and hang it down here, locking up on the left side, hitting the apex though, and we'll just about keep it in 1st place. Verstappen has to settle down for 2nd, but great racing there with the Dutchman in 2nd place. Hamilton down in 3rd, so I definitely jinxed it there. The Red Bull immediately, as I talked about them maybe being a bit poor in this Grand Prix, immediately Verstappen shows off the pace there. So looks like Ricciardo then. Let's talk about that. Surprisingly, Ricciardo's not the one who came back because he was on pole position, but he got a horrible start. Really bogged down. That allowed Verstappen to slipstream him. Then it was 3 abreast between him, Hamilton and Ricciardo, and then obviously they made the contact, and that allowed us to get some great momentum there. So Ricciardo shooting himself in the foot, and he's down the order at the moment, not looking like he has the pace compared to his teammate either. So we've just made our pit stop there for a set of soft tyres. So this is our one and only stop in the Grand Prix today, unfortunately. So the strategy is not too interesting, but the racing so far has been pretty damn good, and we're battling for 1st place with the likes of the Mercedes and the Red Bull car on towards the middle part of lap 9 coming through the left-hander round the outside of Palmer, who's on the super soft tyres still, and Hulkenberg as well. So we close up to him immediately later on in the lap. Sector 3 now, right up his gearbox. He's actually slowing down quite a bit through the exit of that corner. So is he going to come in? No, he's not. So we have to make a move down the inside. Very, very late move there. I didn't kind of think I was going to make that move, but we had to get a move on there and not get held up by Hulkenberg, because if he's going a little bit longer on those set of tyres, I can't afford to get held up in the dirty air, especially around sector 1. You've got that long swooping left-hander, which you can really get hindered by with dirty air. And so as we come down the pit lane, you can see, I think that was Hamilton on the top left that just went through on the little name tag thing. So I think he's behind us. So that should mean we're theoretically in a net 1st place still. You can see Verline's ahead of us in 12th. So I feel like we definitely are on for coming back out in 1st place. Obviously, we basically did a bit of an undercut, pitting a few laps earlier than other people. Now on to lap 11, you can see there's still about the top 10 not yet pit. So we're up into P6 now. P5 actually is Rosberg pits there on the top left. You can see his name tag. So we are going to be ahead in 1st place, ahead of both Mercs. And you can see as we move on to the end of lap 11, Perez finally comes in. So all these guys in the top 4 really going long on their super soft tyres. So they're going to kind of maybe feel the benefit of it later on in the Grand Prix when their soft tyres a little bit kinder in terms of compared to mine, because I pit a lot earlier than they did. The tyres will go the distance. I mean, they're not going to kind of go off the cliff, but they will feel a little bit second hand. And I'm not going to lie, already on lap 12 I could sense that it's going to be an uphill battle to maybe keep these guys behind, because we move on to lap 14, 2 laps later. Rosberg right up my chaff. Hamilton in third place, not too far behind. And at this point, the car didn't feel great. I'm not going to lie. I'm not too sure if it's the soft tyres only, because on the super softs, it didn't feel any kind of better. I was just able to have some pace over the AI, but on these soft tyres, really didn't feel it. And Rosberg was able to obviously get in the DRS zone, and it's a pretty easy move with DRS for any car, even if, you know, our engine definitely is matching the Mercedes at this point. It just obviously with DRS, you can't do anything no matter what car you are. You know, they can overtake you quite easily there. So Rosberg is through into first place, and now Hamilton is on the back of me with DRS going into turn 2. He's not going to get us yet, but going to turn 2, I don't get the best entry. I go a little bit too deep and actually go wide across the curbing there and the green AstroTurf, and Hamilton gets a great run here, and through the swooping left-hander of turn 3, you can see him pretty much going full lock there, getting such poor grip and poor mechanical grip, and Hamilton goes right around the outside. We make it side by side, so close to his side pod there and touching tyres. Hamilton makes it through. A beautiful move actually from him, to be fair, up into second place, and you can see I just didn't have the downforce or grip or whatever it was. The tyres just weren't rubbering in. Esteban Gutierrez is out of the race actually, so I wonder if that's going to spawn anything, because there's yellow flags, quite a big chunk of yellow flag sector, and there you go, DRS disabled, virtual safety car, the VSC. But yeah, I just really unfortunate that I don't know where the pace has gone. Honestly, I just don't know where it went on the soft tyres. Just had no kind of grip from the tyres to kind of try and battle Rosberg and Hamilton. And on the end of the virtual safety car, I was a little bit cheeky here, not going to lie, because I found out a little trick that if the virtual safety car is ending, you can actually kind of go into the red and kind of ignore the delta time, because it's going to end soon, so you can kind of gain a little bit of an advantage there. So just a little tip if you guys were wondering how to gain a little bit of time on the virtual safety car, but it doesn't really help us, to be honest, because look at that horrible, shocking exit we got at turn 4, and our Raikkonen is on the back of us. So at the moment, I've said it before in Season 1, I didn't think I was going to be saying it again in Season 2, but it's almost time for a montage of misery, almost. Not a montage, but just a selection of clips of misery, because Raikkonen's right behind us. He'll have the DRS. At this point, I was just really fed up. I just knew what was going to happen here. Raikkonen's going to storm past us here. He moves the left-hand side of the circuit, down the inside, round the outside of the next corner. He actually gets clean passes before the brake zone even gets there. We lock up on the right tyre, just about keep it ahead of Felipe Massa. So what a big contrast this is at the moment compared to the last part number 3 at the Chinese Grand Prix. You know, falling from first to fourth, and it looks like we might be falling further as we move on to lap 20 now. Compared to the pace we had at China, we have no pace here at Russia, basically. It looks like we're basically back to what we were at Season 1 almost, so I'm not too sure what's going on at the moment, but all I know is Verstappen's gone on the left-hand side with DRS. He's overtaken us, and he's up into 4th place, contrasting what a beautiful little battle we had with him earlier on in the Grand Prix. I just can't do anything. I can't outbrake him there, but a little crumb of comfort, though, was here on the very next lap. We kept within 1 second. You can see we're charging at him. We go down the inside of turn 2, and we are able to re-overtake him for 4th place. So that was a bit of crumb of comfort that we were able to, you know, come back at the Red Bull, showing that maybe Renault still need to spend resource points for Ricciardo and Verstappen's sake, because obviously Ricciardo at the moment is in a title fight with Rosberg and myself technically, although we'll see how it goes after this Grand Prix. I feel like the order may change after this. And so we move on to lap 27, 7 laps later. Unfortunately, not much to show you guys, and we're on the last lap of the Grand Prix, and we got Bottas right behind us, Verstappen right behind us, Nico Rosberg's won the Grand Prix. Yellow flags as Verstappen has had an engine blowout, drama at the very end of the Russian Grand Prix. And you know what? That's actually helped us out a lot there, because that means the yellow flag is out, and that meant that Bottas, even with DRS, Bottas couldn't overtake us. You can see it's green flag now. So although it didn't help, although it wasn't as big as Perez's outage helped us in China, the fact that Verstappen brought out the yellow flag helped us with Bottas, because Bottas was unable to get the DRS on me, and was unable to overtake me, because obviously he couldn't overtake under yellow flag. So that allows us to get 4th place at the Russian Grand Prix. A very hard fourth place here at Russia. A very frustrating one, to be honest. And yeah, I mean, I just can't explain it, honestly. I have no answer for you guys in terms of the pace here at Russia. Let me know what you think, because I do have a suspicion that at Russia, the AI are a little bit different to wherever they are on other circuits. I just had that feeling straight from qualifying and practice that they just weren't the same AI I raced at China, which is very odd, because I haven't changed any settings or anything like that. I had that in Season 1, to be fair, and you know, if you remember back to Season 1 qualifying, we, you know, it was like driving on ice in Season 1 qualifying in Q3, so So just a very weird circuit for me, for Russia. And I used to say I did enjoy racing the circuit, but now on this game, not so much. It doesn't really have that same feel of flow like I did back on older games at Russia. But we come home in 4th place anyway. Rosberg wins. It's a 1-2 for Mercedes, unfortunately. So we're back to the usual there here at the Russian Grand Prix. Interestingly enough, Vettel and Ricciardo very much down the order. I don't have a replay about what happened to them because I actually don't know what happened. I think they just genuinely didn't have any pace because from what I could see on the replay cameras, they had no crashes or anything like that. So Vettel and Ricciardo just seemingly even having a worse race than me. So in the championship, though, we're still in 3rd place. So thankfully, we haven't lost too much points and ground on everyone. Rosberg still leading the way. Hamilton is in 2nd place. Raikkonen moves up into 4th. Ricciardo moves down to 5th. So that's a little change there with Ricciardo moving down the order because obviously he scored no points. In the constructors, we're still 3rd. So all in all, still pretty good with Mercedes leading the way still, unfortunately, with Red Bull in 2nd place, Ferrari in 4th there, and Toro Rosso doing the job in 5th place. Nice to see, nice to see. But guys, if you have enjoyed that episode, smash that like button. Obviously, guys, I'm uploading these a lot less now because I'm back at university, and I gotta say a huge thank you for the support on the Chinese Grand Prix. Absolutely amazing to see that, and if we could try and kind of match the same support for this episode and all the episodes to come for career mode, that'd be absolutely amazing, guys, because it just is a huge motivator, you know, when I'm pressed for time, tired when I come home from a day of uni, to make a video like this, like a career mode video. It really is a big motivator just to know how much you guys want these episodes out, and I know a lot of you guys are frustrated that they can't come out fast enough, but you know, you might be a little bit newer here, so you may be not used to it, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. I just can't upload anymore, otherwise I'll run out of content that I've recorded. So guys, again, hit the like button if you did enjoy it. If you're around here, then do subscribe for weekly Formula 1 content. That's been a very frustrating Russian Grand Prix. Hopefully we'll have a better time in the next one at the Spanish Grand Prix. I'll see you guys then. I'll see you guys for my next video. I'll see you guys next time. Hope you enjoy the rest of the day, and I'll see you guys next time.